On both sides of the Atlantic, the picture we are getting of Meghan Markle is a very unflattering one of someone who really behaves like a bully in
Mm,
essence. And Hollywood Reporter is a very
okay.
very heavyweight publication. It's alongside Variety. It's the biggest publication in Hollywood, and I think that they've really done their homework here. I mean, this is a damning, devastating critique of Meghan Markle. Also, of
Are you serious?
course, Harry doesn't come off particularly well either from this. But ultimately, it's a portrait of Meghan Markle as a frightening, almost sort of terrifying figure for her staff, which
Okay, I'm listening. You have my
is
attention.
why there's such a high turnover rate of people working for Meghan and Harry. They can't wait to get out, actually.
Breaking right now, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, do we still have to call her that? And Prince Harry have been on publicity
Are you serious?
overdrive after that damning Hollywood Reporter article described her as a dictator in high heels and backed up everything that members of the Sussex Survivors Squad, the courtiers operating out of the royal family, had described for many years, including directly to me. So look at them this week, and here's Meghan and Harry, happy families, at the Alliance for Children's Rights. Do you really think this is what Prince Harry wanted to be doing on his 40th birthday? But Meghan needed some positive PR, and goodness me, she did. Because it's not just the Hollywood Reporter
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
who are talking about this story now. Access Hollywood, one of the biggest syndicated shows in America, has taken up the case and is now reporting on the revelations using one of the senior editors from Hollywood Reporter. What this means is that Meghan's criticism by her own staff has now very much gone mainstream stateside, and it takes away her ability to say,
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
this was just the horrible racist courtiers in the royal family. Reaction from Niall Gardner in just 1 minute, but first let's look at part one of Access Hollywood's report.
According to the Hollywood Reporter's Mayor Roshan,
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
the magazine's bombshell report investigates the reported mass exodus of employees who worked under the Duke and Duchess.
Our reporter talked to, I think, a dozen people. Most of them are people who have worked very closely with the couple in various capacities,
Are you serious?
now and previously.
The article comes on the heels of news last month claiming that the couple's chief of staff, Josh Kettler, left his post after only 3 months on the job, which we are told was a trial period and a mutual decision. Kettler has not returned our request for comment.
Our reporter talked to one very high up source who works for the couple, who said everyone is terrified of Meghan Markle.
The Hollywood Reporter quotes the sources saying Meghan, quote, belittles people. She doesn't take advice. Harry is a very, very charming person, no airs at all, but he's very much an enabler. According
Niall Gardner joins me now. Niall, utterly damning. Because you will remember
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
that for a long time, Meghan tried to say this was just an issue with the grey suits, the courtiers in London who just didn't understand now. They just didn't understand her American way of working. Well, not so, according to Hollywood Reporter, who has spoken to these 12 staff members, all American high flyers, who actually say that it's worse.
Yeah, the Hollywood Reporter article is absolutely devastating in its analysis of Meghan Markle's behavior as a boss in the United States.
Okay.
And you have a significant number of individuals who have made it very clear that Meghan has behaved like a real dictator, someone who is a very intimidating,
Are you serious?
even terrifying person to work for. These reports, of course, are similar to some reports that came from former royal courtiers in London and Buckingham Palace and so on, who had previous interaction with Meghan. And so
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
on both sides of the Atlantic, the picture we are getting of Meghan Markle is a very unflattering one of someone who really behaves like a bully in essence. And Hollywood Reporter is a very, very heavyweight publication. It's alongside Variety. It's the biggest publication in Hollywood, and I think that they've really done their homework here. I mean, this is a damning, devastating critique of Meghan Markle. Also, of course, Harry doesn't come off particularly well either from this, but ultimately, it's a portrait of Meghan Markle as a frightening, almost sort of terrifying figure for her staff, which is why there's such a high turnover rate of people working for Meghan and Harry. They can't wait to get out, actually, to use that expression from a Hollywood film a few years ago, will get out. I mean,
Stop it.
her own staff can't wait to escape from Montecito.
Totally.
And it's really, I mean, this is frightening stuff, actually. People being left in tears and all the rest of it. And so Meghan comes across as a hugely dislikable figure from this report, and of course other reports that we're getting as well.
Absolutely. And Niall, I think it is really important to clarify that when folk like Meghan's team or members of the Sussex squad say, well, why have these people not gone on the record? They're not allowed to. In the UK, it would actually be going against the Official Secrets Act. So that's really serious. You speak out once you've worked for a member of the royal family in this way, you could end up in jail. And in the US, the belief is that they have had to sign the most draconian NDAs to even step foot through the mansion. So the fact that they are speaking off the record, 12 of them, Niall, I mean, that is really significant.
It's a very large number of
Stop it.
people here, and clearly, I mean, the picture painted by the Hollywood Reporter here is of a culture of fear within Meghan's sort of empire, actually.
Okay, I'm listening. You have my attention.
And I think that many of her own staff are now revolting against that. They've left. They've had enough. Meghan Markle, it has to be said, is a hugely narcissistic individual with a long track record, of course, of vicious attacks against the royal family, and in my view, a long track record of outright lies against the royal family. She's someone who was extremely disrespectful, of course, towards the Queen.
Yes.
She spread nasty, allegations against various members of the royal family, and Harry, of course, has done the same thing here. And he is described by in this Hollywood Reporter piece as the sort of enabler of what's happening here. He doesn't stand up, of course, to Meghan. And I think that Harry also
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
doesn't come across in a very flattering way from this latest report. But Meghan Markle has a long track record of vicious, nasty attacks against the royal family. So it's no surprise that her own staff, frankly, have just had enough of her, dictatorial rule in Montecito.
Indeed. And look, the second part of this bombshell Access Hollywood report, which we'll take a look at now, Niall,